Like, poor people are afraid of debt. Middle-class people are used by debt. Rich people, we use debt to create wealth. Sometimes we borrow money. We borrow money as income. What does that mean when you borrow money as income? If I own a real estate property, I can borrow against the equity of that property. I can use that equity as cash, and I pay zero tax on it. Say, but don't you have to pay it back? I do. But the tenants who rent the property pay off the debt. Wait, so you're telling me that you can borrow money, use it as tax-free income, and somebody else pays it off? Yes. And every time I borrow to buy real estate, I get appreciation. What does that mean? The property that you bought becomes worth more over time. Why? Because the money in your pocket becomes worth less over time. So the house that I bought in 2016 that I live in right now, that house that I bought in 2016 for $405,000, if I wanted to sell it right now, but I'm not really interested in selling assets, but if I wanted to sell it right now, I could sell it for over $1 million. Which means the money that I paid in mortgage payments over the last 2016, 8 years, I'd get that back and a whole bunch more if I wanted to sell it. But I don't want to sell it. Why? It's an asset. Why would I want to sell it? I can borrow against it. And I can use the money that I borrow against it as income. Oh, by the way, I didn't even tell you the best part. I can rent that house to my business. And I can use it as a podcast studio. And I can use it as a YouTube set. And I can build a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel makes enough money to pay the rent to me, which I use to pay the mortgage, and it just becomes a cash machine. It becomes a perpetual cash machine. Are y'all seeing the... So we borrow as income. We use debt as income. Borrow as income. It changes the game. But poor people are afraid to, but how much are the payments? Stop asking how much stuff costs and start asking how much is stuff worth. It'll change the game for you. It changes the game for me. So borrows income. Okay. So I'm going to give you one last play. For those of you who have a house and you have a mortgage, I'm going to give you the play. Run this play. It's called, I did this in 2008, the first time. A HELOC. What's a HELOC? Home Equity Line of Credit. This is the most important word in that whole thing, line. It's not a loan, it's a line. What's the difference between a loan and a line? A loan is a one-way door. You can put money in it, but you can't take money out of it. Like you borrow the money. When you put money in to pay off that loan, you can't come back and say, hey, that money I paid you last week, I want some of it back. But if it's a line, you can put money in it and you can take money out of it. In fact, when you get a home equity line of credit, they give you this really cool thing called what? A checkbook. Some of them will even give you a debit card against your equity in your house. You say, why would I do that?